Hi guys, Lizanne here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about setting intentions for the beginning of the year. I love new beginnings, and whether it's like the beginning of the week or the beginning of a day or the beginning of a year, I just love new fresh beginnings. To me, it's kind of like, when as a kid when you're given a new piece of paper and a new fresh box of crayons, and it's like, okay, you got the whole thing before you, something new and fresh to start. And for this reason, I love the beginning of a new year. And of course, my birthday is January 5th, so I'm kind of having a new beginning doubled up at the beginning of each year when we celebrate the new year. And so I thought, it'd be a fun time to share some of the things I do to set intentions or goals, and what are my most effective tips that I have for that. Now, I am not a big goal setter. I do not do planners. I have my own planner. I talked about it many times, daily planner, and it's called the Daily Cauldron, and it's channeling magic for a beautiful life. Completely different than your typical planner. It's very flexible. It's not an hourly thing. It's more about checking in with who you are. With how you feel, with who you are, yeah, of course, but with how you feel, and really prioritizing yourself day to day. But I also love to have dreams and to be working towards something. I think that's what makes life exciting. That's what makes it exciting for a child to get a new color book and crayons, or blocks, or something to make or create. Children love to create. And I believe that's because we are creators by nature. And it's what helps us stay in flow in life. A goal for me, ultimately, the underlying or the root of any goal that's set out there is to get into a state of flow or get into a feeling of well-being. No matter what your goals are for the new year, if you have them or don't have them, maybe you're one of those that set goals, or in the past have set goals and then they say most people fizzle out with them. They don't carry them through or see them through. We get gung-ho at the beginning of the year and we think, yes, I'm going to do this, but then we kind of fade away. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how you can set intentions. Think of them more as intentions for yourself. So whatever you are experiencing in any given moment, there was a cause behind it, and you're experiencing the effects of the cause. It is seeds that have already been planted, taken root, and sprouted and grown. That's what today is. They are old seeds that were planted in our past. We get caught up in the result of our past planting, and we energetically replant the same seeds. And so we can feel like we get stuck in these cycles because we're replanting the same things. If at the beginning of the year, what we want to do is we want to plant new seeds. We want to make them completely new and fresh. And we want to have an idea of what we really want to create in life. Going back to, I want to be in a state of well-being. I want to feel happy. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel like I'm flowing in life, like I'm able to go with the flow, like I'm in my flow, right? We all want to feel that in life. And so if you go there and you start there, then you can, ultimately you think, well, my goal is that I want to lose 50 pounds, right? But when you realize that, why? Well, because I want to feel healthier and I want to look better. Why do you want to look better? Because you feel like in the looking better, you'll feel better about yourself. And it all goes back to that state of well-being. I want to be in a state of well-being. And I feel like being overweight is hindering, is blocking me from being in this state of well-being. So you may feel that way, or maybe it's to make money, or to get rich, or to, bring your pay up to a certain amount of money for whatever reason. Ultimately, it's because why? Because I want money, I want security. But why? Why? When you keep asking why and you really whittle it down, it's because I want to feel safe. I want to be in a state of well-being. I want to feel like I'm flowing and like I'm happy and that I feel safe and secure and all those things. It's a state of well-being that we're looking for. So that it's important to really understand that and to really take hold of that. Like think about that for a minute. Even if you have to pause the video and just take a moment to think about, even write it down, saying all goals ultimately are to get into a state of well-being. And then think about, what does a state of well-being look like to me? What does that mean to me? And this will really shift you when you do this work, when you really think of, oh, well-being. What does it mean to me to be in a state of well-being? And it might be something like, it means to be serene or peaceful. It means to be energetic, to feel good, to feel healthy in my body, to feel like I can move around and be flexible. It means to be carefree, not to be worried about things, right? It means to have connection with other people. And with each one of these things, you can then take a piece of paper and you can write down some I am statements with that. So you might write down, because, we understand that I am, right? That's the God source within us. When we speak those words, I am, we're putting an identity now there. And so we're shifting something in the mind. So let me just back up just a little bit here. Let me get back to my notes here for a second. So first of all, you want to commit to yourself. You want to commit to prioritizing how you feel. Because if you can't commit to that on a day-to-day basis, you're going to fall away from any other goals you have. Because if we get to a place where we're not feeling good and we're trying to pursue something and it's not, we're not feeling good in it, then it's going to fall away. We're going to give up on that, because we ultimately want to be in flow and in a state of well-being. And so if whatever we're pursuing the path doesn't feel well to us, then we are not going to continue on it. We're going to look for something to make us feel better. So if you can prioritize, realize that your ultimate goal is to be in a state of well-being, really define what that means for you, and then prioritize how you feel on a day-to-day basis. And again, this is available on Amazon. If you looked up The Daily Cauldron, Channeling Magic for a Beautiful Life, this helps you on a daily basis. If you get in here, the first thing you fill in at the top is, how do I feel and what do I need? That's your very first thing that you check in with. But you don't need the journal to do that. It's just something I love, and it really keeps me on track with this. But getting in that state of well-being and staying in that state as much as possible and prioritizing that above all things, above everything. Now, obviously, there's going to be times that things come up that we're not going to feel well. But if you're prioritizing how you feel and checking in with yourself throughout the day and saying, okay, how am I feeling and what do I need? Acknowledging how you feel, like stopping and checking in with your body, checking in with your emotions, checking in with your mental state and all that. And what do I need right now? I need to take a break. I need to go take a walk. I need to take a bath. I need to take a nap. I need to get a cup of coffee. I need to take some deep breaths, whatever it is, do a 10-minute yoga, whatever it is for you, prioritizing that. That'll help you get to your goals more naturally, rather than feeling like you're being horsewhipped to get there, right? You just got to get there. In order to be in a state of well-being, one of the top priorities is that you have to really pay attention to, where is your mind going? And this can be really challenging for a lot of people. I know it's been my most extreme challenge, because of my habits that I've built, and a lot of it stemmed again from being raised for the first 17 years of my life under deep emotional abuse and sometimes physical abuse, but deep abuse from my father, who should have been my number one nurturer, right? Besides my mother. My mother wasn't a very nurturing person either. So because of that, I've had to really do a lot of work on myself a lot. That's why I'm so into self-development and wanting to help others. Because I was at a place in my life where I believed for so many years, I didn't realize I could actually, I thought I was so damaged by my past that I could never really overcome certain things. But I've proven that super wrong. But it has been a process. And one of the biggest things I've had to learn is to change my focus in my mind, reframe the way I'm seeing things and the way I speak in my mind about things in my life, whether it's about what's going on in the world, about what I let in, what I put my focus on, what I let in on the TV or on the radio even. If we're going to be committed to our well-being, we got to commit to paying attention to where our thoughts are. So when we are paying attention to our well-being and how we're feeling on a day-to-day basis, we can ask ourselves, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? First of all, what am I thinking about? That would be the first thing. What is on my mind? What have I been ruminating? Because a lot of times how we're feeling has everything to do with what we're ruminating on. And so sometimes that's a matter of just reframing what you're saying, right? You could be, I'm such a failure. I never get to where I want to be. I'm just failing in life, right? Maybe reframing that and saying, is that really true? No, it's not true. I've accomplished a lot in my life. I mean, I would like to make more money, but that'll come. I'm confident of that. I'm confident I'll get there. Look how far I've come. And just kind of reframe it, make yourself feel a little better, and then get your mind on something else. That's key. Get your mind on something else. So change your thought pattern, right? Change your thought pattern is going to help you tremendously. And this is part of prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your well-being. When you sit down, you say, okay, let me describe what a sense of well-being means to me. Literally see it in your mind, yourself in that place of well-being. And then write some I am statements. And write things like, I am, in my sense of well-being, okay, I am peaceful. I am happy. I am laughing. I am joyful. I am wealthy. I am very healthy. Write these I am statements of what you feel. Like really see yourself in a place of well-being. What does the day look like? How do you feel in your body? How is your mind set at that time? Who are you with? Or are you alone? Do you have animals with you? Are you at home? Are you out and about? Are you traveling? Are you kicking back in a lounge chair out by a pool? Or, what is it that there's that sense of well-being? So you want to write these I am statements. And with each I am statement, you want to do a synopsis, a mental synopsis of a future version of yourself in that state. So if you say, I am peaceful. Like for me, floating out on a little, a blow up raft on a lake or something might feel very peaceful, or swimming in a pool, or being out in nature that always makes me, but get it really clear, get a little like a picture, almost like if it were a memory. And it could be a memory, but you want to have it as a future version of yourself. So almost like if it were a synopsis of a memory of you in full well-being, of being peaceful and then healthy. It might be, okay, I'm healthy. I'm sitting down and I have a big glass of water with lemon in it and this beautiful salad or 4-course meal, or I am wealthy. I'm eating at a high-end restaurant with some friends and I have this diamond ring, or whatever wealth would mean to you, or I'm driving this car. I've always thought I want to go test drive the new Tesla truck. I just think that would be so cool. So having a vision of yourself for each one, just a synopsis for each I am that you write down, have that vision. And then I would take that and I would put that on your phone, record it in your little, my iPhone has a place where you can record and then re-listen to it later. If you want to record it on something else, that's fine. But record your voice saying that. And each time you say it, pause and get the little synapses, bring it up in your mind. Just think about it so that it gives that recording a little pause in between it as well. And maybe go through the list. If it's a short list, like only 5 things, maybe do it 5 times. Go through it and record yourself saying that 5 times. Then utilize that when you go to bed at night to brainwash your brain as like almost like a memory. And as you listen to that, maybe have those little synapses that you brought up with each one of those little visions come up in your mind. And this can be really powerful because you're conditioning your mind now at a subconscious level. Do it as you're falling asleep. So you put that on in your earphones as you're falling asleep and you're completely rested. Then you can play that back and then perhaps read it again in the morning, or even play it out loud in the morning if you want to, and just repeat it to yourself throughout the day. Again, I just wanted to say, when you do the synapses, and I think I made this clear, when you do the synapses of your I ams, make sure they're short, just a quick little picture of yourself doing something, and that you feel it. Like you feel like it's visceral. You can viscerally feel how good it feels to you. And you may go on to write specific goals if that's your thing. Some people, that's very powerful for them. For me, specific goals, I have some, and I'm working on that, but they haven't always been the best thing for me as far as writing out a specific goal. It can feel more discouraging, I guess, sometimes if I haven't reached it, or if I can look back and feel a little discouraged. It's been more powerful for me to know that I've gotten to a place of, oh my gosh, I do feel so much happier now, and I do feel like I'm in so much more of a state of well-being than I was last year or whatever. But specific goals can be helpful too. So if that's your thing, you can go ahead and do that alongside of this. But always remind yourself that my goals, the ultimate purpose of my goal, is to be in a state of well-being. And all the other reasons, right? Some people might want to lose weight so they can show their ex, him, show them, right? But the whole point literally is to have relief of some kind of pain that you have, and to get into a state and to move into a state of flow and well-being, and to feel happy and in flow like that. So ultimately you want those goals, any goals that you create, to have that lasting effect. Yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, I hope this is helpful. This is what I have done and what I'm doing, and I feel like I've had good success with it, and hopefully it helps you. And Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.